I do internal medicine, primary care medicine, but I'm in a clinic that works with integrative medicine. So that means we have acupuncturists, massage therapists, chiropractors, herbologists.
I teach at Emerson College. I teach acting and directing in the Performing Arts Department.
If we lived in Concord, we'd be the gay couple that lives in Concord, you know, and they're the ones with the two boys, and isn't that cute? And either people celebrate it or they disdain it, but in any case, there's something special. And here, we're just, you know, you can't, you know, we go.
It's nice that it doesn't feel like an issue. I don't
really
want
doesn't.
it to be an issue.
We love to go out to eat at Doyle's and you know, feel like nobody, you know, whatever. Half the time, you know, we run into another couple with a Cambodian kid.
We went to a Justice of the Peace down at the Prue and were formally married in front of them, and we took them to Shrek 2 afterwards. I mean, I think that was the selling point. You know, that's what they remember. Right. But no, I mean, they knew we were getting married. They have friends who have two dads. Yeah. A whole bunch of friends with two dads.
Fair number, yeah. And a bunch of other of our friends who are couples that are long-standing couples that they know they're together. And so, I mean, they definitely know that, you know, we're the dads. I mean, that's who we are.
Everybody says your life will change completely, and I just find that every day I love them more and more.
You know, these kids will grow overnight. You know, some days we would come in and Maya, who was 2, you know, his pajamas would shrink overnight.
They have such distinct personalities, and they grow and unfold, and just in the 3 years that we've had them, just watching them grow and change, and relating to each other and relating to us, and it's just astounding. I don't even know how to begin.
Getting 2 kids at once, I mean, it's sort of like having twins, but having 2 kids at once and having them be 2 and 5 or 6, as opposed to, you know, 2 little tiny babies, you know, that it really, you know, you sort of lurch into 4th gear all of a sudden, and it's different. But I mean, the things that people never really explain to me, which I guess you can't explain to somebody who's not a parent, is that your priorities are all changed, so that you know, if before staying in shape was kind of lower in your list, now it's off your list entirely. I asked somebody I knew who had adopted kids, and she said, this is what you do. You call this social workers on the South Shore, very sympathetic, she'll steer you in the right way. The way you adopt overseas universally is as a single person. The other person is the person who goes with you and helps in some way. So there is no official adoption to same-sex couples.
Except that, do you remember when we went to INS in Boston to get the papers? No. And we had to take a number and sit for hours, and then we finally got up to the front of the line, and they had to like look at the papers, and then they were going to take them, and it would take 6 to 8 weeks to process all of that. And the guy behind the counter clearly knew the story, knew what was going on, and was so sweet and supportive. Yeah, that was nice. You know, it was like this bureaucrat who'd seen it all, and
as a gay man, it was difficult to go into the Navy and into the service and sort of take myself back into the closet for that. But it was also, it was sort of great to know that I could do that. I could serve my country, and I could serve with discretion, so to speak. It was right during the Clinton Don't Ask, Don't Tell period, and which was sort of odd, because it was like the last thing you really wanted was stirring the pot when you're already in the service. You know, suddenly it was all about don't ask, don't tell. Everybody had an opinion about it. Before that, nobody asked and nobody told. I'm a patriot. I have this kind of strange little Republican streak, and I feel, you know, kind of like the chance to serve my country really meant something to me. The ship would pull into Naples, and all the guys would go to the nearest bar and get drunk, and the other officers would maybe go off on some guided tour or something, and I would just crawl off to the opera house, you know, and just watch Die Rosenkavalier or something in Italian, and I'd just have the greatest time.
Some very good friends of mine who I'd done a lot of singing with had said, well, if you really want to meet somebody, you just have to be doing something you really love, you know, and that's what happened. Guy needed help with his tie.
My bow tie for the
His bow tie, you know, it wasn't hanging right. So I helped him out.
So then we had a couple of dates and we got together. It was very nice.
Yeah.
Our family, which might seem unimaginably odd, you know, that is to say 2 men and 2 guys from 2 boys from Cambodia, and living in this, you know, in this urban environment in Boston, which might seem completely odd, that what we really deal with every day is exactly the same things as everybody else. It's do you want the crust cut off your peanut butter sandwich, or do you want it with crust or with no crust? You know, did you know where your other shoe is? Where did you leave it? You know, it's the whole day goes like that, and it's if you had just the soundtrack, you wouldn't know the difference between us and any American family.
Freedom.
That was exactly what I was going to say, was free. But then the next word that came to mind was piggy. I think we're awfully piggy.